There's a new indie game for the Atari VCS, and that is Ends Reach. It's $14.99, and it's a timed exclusive for Atari's new console, but it's going to be available, I do believe, on Steam at a later time. And this is from Curious Entertainment, and wow, I've been waiting for this game, and it's a 3D Metroidvania with some Zelda aspects to it. I really enjoy this game. It's an indie game done by one person. That's right. One person did this game, which is very challenging. About 3 years in development. Christian Williams was a composer, designer, and developer. And I can only fathom how challenging this was to make. But I'm really thankful that this has been published by Atari VCS. And really looking forward to sharing why I keep coming back to this indie game. I'm a big indie fan of types of games. I really support the indie scene, being a small-time indie publisher myself, and really enjoyed what I've played this so far. So the graphics of this kind of remind me of like a PS2 Xbox era, original Xbox. And so it's really neat to see that, and it kind of has that retro feel to it. And I don't know about you, but I grew up with a lot of N64 games, PlayStation 2 era, original Xbox, and this would just be delightful to see along those. And so to have one-person program, just a great exploratory game, and I'm really happy to share footage with you. I've played this about 3 hours. I'm only about 20% through the game. There was a challenging aspect of this. I'm gonna share that with you. So you can choose graphic quality, different control, different displays, options. And so you start out. Here's a 3D terrain, and you get a weapon. Eventually you'll get other weapons. I'll show another weapon in this. You get a hammer, and you go back to other areas that you've explored with different weapons, and you can unlock additional things. And so there's key items to get in this game. You can destroy part of the terrain, such as the foliage and plants, and you can unlock all different types of things. So there's just stuff everywhere to unlock, and that's what's really important about this game, is that you have to get the upgrades. The upgrades are going to help you with boss fights. At the end of this, I'm going to show you a boss fight. Platforming and control is pretty good. It definitely reminds me of that, early 2000s era graphics. This is really important. You get a thruster boot. You get jump upgrades, which help you get to different areas. And it really does add a nice gameplay diversity to this platformer. And you know what? I've been following this for a while. When I first heard about it, I was curious. Get it? Curious? Okay. Bad joke there. Anyways, I was really curious about this when it first was announced, and it's nice to see it finally released, okay? So you get these like ship crew logs that kind of progresses the story. You're looking for lost crew, and there's an overworld map. You get these keys, and these keys unlock certain doors. You are going to do some backtracking in this game. It is kind of a more old school, like puzzle solver type 3D game. But I think he's done a great job with this. And I was just in a mood to play this. And if you're like me and you grew up with games like this, I really enjoy it. There is a sprint, by the way. You can run in this game. I for whatever reason, I'm not doing it. There's also illumination where you can light up darkened areas, and that's another feature that I don't do enough in this footage. So there is a sprint option. So I think speedrunners are going to have a joy with this game, as I'm curious to see how fast someone can beat this. And so there's so much to explore. It's huge open world, and so I like that. I like that you can go and explore whatever. This I just found on accident. There is no walkthrough of this. So this is on the VCS, so a lot of people are playing this blindly, which is kind of nice. It's kind of old school. And so you get these suit upgrades. Really important that you get these, as it makes you stronger. And you can upgrade your attack. You can upgrade your boost, your jump ability as well. and super important. So there's various bosses and enemies that are pretty tough. So, you know, pretty much you try to avoid their attacks and counter. So yes, I really have enjoyed playing this and wanted just to share this amazing indie work of Christian, and I want to thank him so much for working on this diligently over the many years and being able to get published on Atari. I think Atari's, you know, a lot of people don't know Atari VCS was released. I've done several videos on my channel talking about the VCS, and just awesome. This is a game probably top of my list right now, what I'm playing on the VCS. And, you know, the VCS is not going to be a huge seller, but it did come out over 2.5 years ago and has over 100 games on its digital library. And I commend them for sticking to it, and really thankful that games like this are being offered, because I think this is more of what Atari needs on their mini PC, you know, hybrid console, computer, whatever you want to call it. Well, here's the temple. This is where the first boss is, and it is a lot of puzzle solving, and I got a little frustrated on one part, but I reached out to the community and they were able to help me through it. I'll show you the part that you're probably going to get stuck on. But anyways, control and the platforming is well done though. I enjoyed playing this. You know, it definitely reminds me of an early 2000s, you know, mid 2000s puzzle platformer, but it's well done, and especially from one person, like very impressive. And so, yep, going around here, this is a huge temple, lots to solve and do here, and you get these checkpoints, and the goal is to uncover all of them, and then if you die, you just respawn at a checkpoint, and they're convenient, they're everywhere, so you're not going to get too frustrated with having to respawn if you die. You can't swim, and so anything of liquid, there are areas that you can land in that are shallow, but yeah, there's lots of different things you have to avoid. And you go in this area, and this is where a glyph kind of puzzle wheel, you have to like look at the symbols. The symbols are scattered in this temple, and they explain what they are, and you have to kind of unlock it in a certain way. So this increases your attack. Very important that you get these. It's going to make killing enemies easier. I don't know how many there are in the game, but it's really important to uncover all the secrets. It's going to make the game easier. So here's this glyph wheel. There's 3 of these, and you have to turn the wheels into certain positions with the symbols, and you'll hear a noise, and that will tell you when you've done it correctly. There is a Discord, I do believe, that talks about this on the Atari VCS, and it's pretty challenging. Anyways, that's where I got stuck. I guess it's one of the harder parts of the game. I'm not going to show you the how to beat it, figure it out. But here's near the end of the temple. Once you unlock, there's 3 of them. There's 3 glyph wheel puzzles you have to solve. Once you've unlocked them, it'll drain where you can then get to this part. Eventually you'll get the hammer, and then the hammer can crack open those, and those are everywhere. So you have to kind of backtrack sometimes to get different suit upgrades and power-ups. But yeah, pretty sweet. All right, here's the first boss. I have not beat it yet, so this is one of the first times where I've encountered it, and definitely need to go back. It's pretty tough. So it's got some tentacles and stuff. You go up here, and at first I didn't know what to do. Then, okay, I'll attack the head here, and then after a while it'll spawn enemies. You have to avoid the enemies. The hammer is kind of slow, so I don't know if it's better to use the other weapon, or if I should exit the temple and get some more power-ups. Now that I have the hammer, I can probably go unlock those and maybe come back and be a little bit more stronger. I'm thinking about doing that. But anyways, wanted to just show how crazy awesome this indie game is. And I know there's people out there that are curious about what the Atari VCS is publishing, or games like this that aren't on any other platform yet. So what do you think of this? In the comments below, let me know what you think of it, as I am grateful for you viewing this video. Any likes or comments are most appreciated, as I just surpassed 130,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for the ongoing support. If you like what you see, consider, if you haven't already, hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.